Last night, we were so close. So close to winning it all until the Edmonton Oilers showed up. And it did not go too well from there. The good news is we are set up very, very well. Very, very well indeed. In terms of minimal changes that are going to be happening this offseason. But let's get to it. See how it all plays out, shall we? Especially with this draft coming up, which, if I'm not mistaken, we did recoup a draft pick. But the Washington Capitals have won the draft lottery. You also got the Devils up there. The Red Wings, the Preds, and the Kings as your top five. I was promised a dynasty. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. Has Alex Ovechkin retired? No. So Sidney Crosby's gone, but Ovi sticks around for another year. You also got Ryan O'Reilly gone, Jeff Skinner, JVR. Defensively, Brent Burns, Chris Letang, Petro. But Ovechkin sticks around. That's kind of crazy. Marc-Andre Fleury, Varlamov, Talbot, Kemper. Okay. All right. No retirement for Ovi. I'm genuinely shocked. I think he's still under contract to us as well for the next season. So we'll see. Does anybody in the top five want to trade their pick? No. Nobody in the top 10 wants to trade their pick. So we pretty much have nothing we can do here. We don't have a pick until 18th overall. We got a couple of seconds, a couple of thirds. Not bad. For the goaltenders, oh my God. He did not, he did not win the Conn Smythe, but he did win the Calder as a goaltender. And because of that, he has gone from high starter to medium elites with Silver Sponge, Jack Ivankovic. Unbelievable. What would he be if I had set him to be the Calder winner? Who knows? Of course, his backup this year will probably be Gabriel Daig, the old Daig. Although Aiden Hill is there. There is an argument to move on from Daig just because Jack looks like the guy. He does. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with good old Jackie Ivan Drago. As no matter what way I say his name, someone in chat's always like, no, it's the other way. So I just don't even care anymore. Sorry, Jack. I don't even care anymore. Or do I? I could sit here and watch a YouTube clip of how to pronounce his name, and people would be like, no, it's the other way. He got it wrong. So who cares? So we'll see what happens with old Diegla. And Aiden Hill. Also, Jonas Enroth didn't retire. That's fucking hilarious. Defensively, Nick Hague is showing back up as a 90, which is good, which means that top four should be fine. Brock Cripps is potentially going to make the roster next year. We did have the ELC slide for him this past season, though, which is good. Right wing side, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Left wing side, Turcotte, Olsen, Ovi still looking good, but Orpik is stepping into the lineup this year. And then centers, Misa, Ratu, Strongjet. Ooh. That's right, Antonio's deal is up. He's an RFA, though. What could we get for him? 26th overall pick as a dude named Roussel. Goes first overall to the Caps. Interesting. I want to see every possible option here. 20th overall. 24th, 25th. Vinny Iorio. All right, so the 20th overall pick. Is there anybody available around that selection that would make this trade worth it? Because we're not going to be able to trade up into the top five. It's just not going to happen. The top 10, for that matter. The value is just too damn high. Shout out to Mark Richard, high 6. 1 year out for Sam Gardner? That's not too bad. Josh Blugis, 2 years out. Subban comparison, unconfirmed. X Factor. Tikhonov is 2 years out. Sotheby's 2 years out. Okay. Oh, look what's going on, man. I've had 7 hours of sleep since Sunday and brought a fever back from Calgary.
Jeez. Highly unnecessary.
The melanoma stream or the melatonin stream?
Ruining a good piece of pizza.
Hulk, thank you for the 39 months on the primer. I'm a little bit concerned about you. Just a little bit. Smidge. All right. So, Johnny Antonio. What a name. Melatonin. I blame the fever. There you go. Let's say the melanoma. Like, that's an entirely different issue. Yeah, so most of these guys, streamers so bad, it gave you cancer. I'd accept that as a badge of honor, I think. Streamer so liberal. You got melanoma. Honestly, trading Antonio here, there's not anybody amazing in this draft in the first round. There really isn't. There's a lot of, like, mid 60 overall, medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 defensemen. And that's not really what I'm in the market for. Shout out to the puck skills of Akam Artmeyer as a defenseman, but there's just not much going on here. Okay, well, if not being involved in the draft is the game plan, then maybe we do overextend to try and trade up. 6th overall, there's a dude named Malachi Zanetti. Absolute beast. However, he's from the old USA, meaning we wouldn't be able to sign him and get the ELC slide. But let's see if he's available with the 6th pick. Got Devo on. Wow, dude, that is a Draft of Glory Goon Squad legend right there. A dude named Bear DeVoe, silver truculence, a grinder. Oh my God. How I wish. How I wish, how I wish. All right, so the question is, will LA screw this up? They will not. So let's go talk to Seattle and see if there's a deal that we can pull off here. I don't think we're going to be able to. This could be the spot where we trade out old Gabriel Degra. He's going to be NHL ready next year. I feel like Jack is the guy, though. And then we have Aiden Hill behind him next year, just in case. Yeah, I think if we can make this move, we should. Holy hell, do they have goalies already, though? Okay, that is the last thing that they need is another goalie prospect. That's nuts. We're not going to give up Brock Cripps. Well, what are we going to give up? Castles isn't worth anything. Joe, what's going on, man? Weissblatt, Schmidt. Ovi still has some trade value. There's a lot I don't want to do. What year is it?
Oh, jeez. Highly unnecessary. That with the Patriots jacket, and of course he's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining the good
Ender. Thank you for the 65. The year of our Lord, 2024, of course. Or is it? I don't know. This might go up on YouTube in 2025. Antonio, you're not bad. You're not bad. But I don't know. Maybe we should keep you. Do I have the value on picks alone to make this happen? I don't think I do. I'd really like to not give up anything else, though, aside from picks. Cynical. Yeah, I did see that. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to pull this off. It just sucks because, again, Antonio's under a decent contract. Getting rid of him, or not under a decent contract, but he's an RFA. But will this go through? Wow, it didn't even go through on its own. What if we add a second? Seattle's trying to rob us blind here. All right, you know what? Screw you, Seattle. Screw you. Nope, not today. I will not be raked over the coals, even if Zanetti is good. I won't do it. No, sir. 18th overall pick, I'm good to trade. Troy Terry, too expensive. Igor Zamula, 2 fifths. Robbie Fabry. Kerfoot Chatfield, a 4th. Samuelson. Nick Waugh. Wonder how good Nick Waugh is in this timeline. Carrier. Joe Valeno. Or a too expensive. How good's Nick Waugh in this timeline? You got raked over the coals for Gensel, though. I did, and how'd that trade work out? Maybe we'll just make the 18th pick. I'm not really seeing any trades that I'm a big fan of here. Anaheim, do you have anybody I'd be interested in? Boston. Any trade here that makes sense for us right now? Not, we'll just make the pick. Shout out to Wallstrom, but again, he didn't pan out for us twice. Strassel. Moser was on the block. We don't have space for Moser. He'll be too expensive anyway. That's why we had to get rid of him in the first place. I guess we're making this... Ooh, Stenberg. Stenberg is probably better than anybody will actually be able to get. Ooh. Good skater, good passer. He could be Antonio's like direct replacement if we move on from him. Yeah, Moser's making over $8 million. Okay. Let's remember Minnesota. That might be our trade. Nico Hischier. Makes too much money. We can't get him. Ryan Pollock, we don't need him. Michael Bunting, we don't want him. Owen Tippett. I think that Minnesota trade's the one. Bushnevich and Saad, they're both making too much money. They're both older as well. Sorelli and Hagel. I think we just can't afford Sorelli even if we wanted him. Yep, it's going to be that Minnesota trade. It's going to be that Minnesota trade. Stenberg's not bad. I'd rather take more of a sure thing than end up with someone in this draft who's probably not going to be that good. Case in point, if that guy's going 7th overall, probably a good trade for us. So, and it did not bring back the trade. Ooh, that's shitty. You're supposed to bring back the trade offer I was working on. Why didn't you? All right, let's see. We got a bit more value to work with here. Stenberg, a 2nd and a 3rd for the 18th overall pick. What if we take out the 3rd, make it a 4th? Really? What about a 2nd and a 6th? Just the 2nd? Sure. Team's just trying to rob me blind. Damn it. I don't appreciate it. But let's get through this round. And off to the 2nd round, we'll see if there's any steals to be had. I'm not really holding my breath here. Let's see what we got. So we got a couple of shouts potentially being medium elites. A guaranteed low elite in Mikanov. But again, low elites aren't quite what they used to be, although there are a lot of them. in the conversation here. A lot of 2 out of 4 low elites. Holy shit. Okay. Couple of guys who are nearly guaranteed medium top 6s. I'm not going to worry too much about the 2 out of 4s for that. Low 6 is still a pretty bad potential. And do we have a goalie? No. Okay. Well, first guy on the board, Bryce Ling. The Everett Silvertips. Oh, boy. 4 years out, John Tavares comparison. Big believer in the Crystals. Bernard Mathot. 3 years out. Okay. Ling was 4, right? Yeah. So we could go from Mathot. Please tell me that's Conan. Cedric O'Brien. Dean Emerton's 4 years out. Goaltender Donovan McCauley. It's 5 years out. And Tuomo Pakoslati. 3 years out. Okay. Let's go for Bernard Mathot. 65, low 6, though. That's a bit of a bummer. But we didn't miss out on anybody, though, that we were tempted to take. Letton I won't take just because low 4 is terrible. Even if someone's a gem, I just have no faith in it. Emerton's 4 years out. McCauley was 5. McCauley probably has the value, though. Yeah, let's go for the goalie. Yeah, medium elite. Good trade value for us, at least. He won't develop, but that's not bad. Yeah, Ling wasn't that good. Yeah, I mean, right now, we're just trying to find the needles in a haystack here. We will go for Tuomo Pakoslati. Playing for old EFCO. Low 4, 65. That's a bummer. Vandeveld, low 6, low 6, low 6, low 6, low 6. Low 4. Ugh. There's not much here, but we might as well try to find a steal or two. The low potentials work this year. I'm still avoiding them. Joakim Altonen, 4 years out. Samu Tarki, 3 years out. Let's go for Tarki. 64 overall, low 6. Well, if the low 6s and low 4s do work out this year, then we should reap the rewards of that. But again, I'm not really holding my breath. So Altonen was 4 years out. Mats Bjorkstrand, 3 years out. Let's go, Mats. How good are you? Low 6. Jesus Christ. It is the draft of low 6, low 4 potentials. This is nuts. Who else do we have? Hayden Corrado. 3 years out. Let's go for him. Low 4. Jesus. All the way to the end of the 3rd round. Next up, Willie Shen. Potentially 5 years out. That's a bit scary. Who's next after him, though, that we had on our list? T.S. Grossman, 5 years out as a goalie. Sean Sumal, 3 years out. Mr. Sumal. Low 6. Okay, we are not getting the steals that I was hoping to see us get. I'm going to avoid Shen. Ville Laaksonen, 5 years out. Anybody else that we had pinned already? Derek Iliakis at 19 and 5 years out. We might be down to just players that are 5 years out. Or super far off the board. Super far off the board is the answer. Okay. Well, it might end up being Willie Shen. Yeah, because we still have plenty of players. 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 for Max Winther. 5, 5, 5. Okay. That's pretty much the way it's going then. Willie Shen! Terrible. Whatever. Let's just draft a bunch of trash bags. Ville Laaksonen. Low 6, 58 overall. This is one of the worst drafts I have seen in recent memory. Derek Iliakis. Low 9. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Let's go for Don Corey. The Sioux Greyhounds. Low elites. He's only a 51, though. Probably won't develop. But at least we finally... well, actually, I guess we didn't break the trend of low potential players. Oleg Mikhanov, the 20-year-old. Low elite. 55 overall. Definitely won't develop, but hey. It's something. Bryson Severson, the old goalie, huh? We got 3 guys left. We'll take Curtis Huxley, big 6'5" center. Low 6. I mean, that's not that bad for a 5th round pick. His overall's low as hell. Round number 6. Who else do we have? Let's go for Max Winther. Low 7. And then the penultimate pick of the draft. It is Nicholas Nyquist. Low 9. One of the worst entry drafts in recent memory. That was brutal. Shout out to Mills, though, for the 5. Jesus Christ, the 5 years.
Jeez.
How the hell are you? 5 years on the Primer Mills. Thank you so much. Whew. Let's hope that brings us some luck moving forward, because, my God, we could have used some luck at the draft, huh? That was a draft of all time. So looking at the boys here. Ivankovic, Jackie Ivanko, Jackie Legs, Jackie Ivanhoe, Jackie Ivanko, Jackie Ivan Drago, Jack. Anyway, we have Aiden Hill, the old Bagla. Enroth, we're going to drop for now. He'll probably be back because we'll need the cap whale. Sorry, Jonas. Defensively, we're looking good. Up until next year, when Rasmus Sandin's a UFA. Thankfully, we do have Brock Cripps in the system to eventually replace him. Wow, we have a lot of defensemen signed. Good Lord. Good Lord. I'm not even going to sign Castles. I mean, he's just not going to make it, and if he does, so be it. Yeah, Albert Castles, you're out of here. I'd rather have the roster spot. Same with the other little elites. DK, what's up, man? We are doing a run where we have limitations on the maximum amount of money somebody can be signed to. Right now, the limit is around 6.2 million. It always equates to 6% of the cap. So it's created some interesting challenges for us. We did just lose in the Stanley Cup final to Edmonton. I don't think I'm going to sign Tarky either. All right, so we do have to sign Dominic Orpik to his ELC. So he is here. Nobody to worry about on that left wing side because I don't really trust Bjorkstrand. Colton Sissons, I think we probably let him go for the moment until we see how the younger guys develop. But yeah, right now, 6% of the cap is equated to... Let's see. 6.225 is the most that somebody can be signed for this season. Yeah, we'll let go of Sissons. We'll qualify Antonio. What does old Stranges want? Only 3.3, but the problem is he doesn't want any term. He wants no term whatsoever. How much would I have to offer him to see that value bar go up? Tough spot to be in. Especially because I don't know if I want to keep him full time. He is a good middle six option, but keeping him could prevent other people from developing. So, Folly, what's up, man? How are you? And then we have no other centers I'm really worried about. What do we do, especially with Alessandro Diorio making the team this year? Is probably better as a right-wing sniper as opposed to a center. So maybe he would work out really well with probably Spence and Antonio, which means Ovechkin's probably gone unless Orpik's factored in because he's immediately going to the second line, which means I might have to break up our second line from last season, which were very defensively oriented. I guess technically we could argue to put Olesen on the right with Diorio and Ratu to his left. I mean, Ratu, even though he's a two-way, is still a good playmaker. And obviously Antonio's not looking for that much to make an offer sheet worth it or anything like that. Obviously money isn't a huge issue for us. It's just a matter of the max we can sign somebody to. So if we do that modified no trade, 21 team, 75%, 25 team no trade, he might accept this. And then to be honest, we can still move him anyway. I'm going to see if he takes this deal. I think that'd be a pretty good deal for us. He wants more money. Well, we're going to have the holdout then, moving into the rest of the offseason, which is what it is. We'll deal with it. Try to make the best of it. We'll see what happens to him long term. Got to see if there's any coaching staff changes to make here, first and foremost. There is Campbell available, but I mean, I guess we might as well try to bring in old Gordy Campbell. Old Gordy Campbell. That max offer out to you. And then scouts, did we have to do anything? We can drop these two. We're down to B rated. The only place this team doesn't limit money for the coaches, correct? Honestly, I'm not even going to worry. Then I only want like A rated coaches just to get the best information that we can. So the free agent list this year, RFAs. It's a massive RFA list. On defense, Lane Hudson, Simon Nemec, Siliev, Iorio, a guy whose career was so totally disrupted, wasn't it? Carson Lambos. None of these guys are young enough to develop, except for Siliev, I would say. But again, like the price is too much. It's too much. Demidov obviously would be too expensive. Kaplan we don't need. Connor Zary, he's already 26. We got Antonio out there, Marco Rossi, and Willis. Okay, so RFA market, nothing really doing. UFA goalie market, top dog out there is Artur Aksimov. Okay. Patillo, Dreger, Vanacek. Any prospects? Oh, wow. Seattle didn't. Oh, my God, Seattle. Jesus Christ. We know they were both on Seattle because we looked at Seattle during the draft. They did not sign Boat Tiger or LaSalle. That is insane. Shout out to Nesta, by the way, for the 6 months. With it being candy season. Is it though? Hit the wrong button. What tier does an Almond Joy fall under? Oof. Oof. What tier does an Almond Joy fall under? Last candy in the candy bowl tier. Still gets eaten. You know? So it's like, envision it this way. You get the big bag of candy, put it in a bowl for Halloween. Whatever candy's left after trick-or-treating, whatever, you know, whoever's in the house starts picking at it. What's last left in the bowl? Almond Joy. But it doesn't get trashed. It does get eaten. But yeah, it's that. It's my favorite candy. It's probably fucking Reese's, man. I'm a basic bitch. Do you like candy corn? Yes. But I'm also not a huge candy person anyway, because of someone who had to pay for dental work without any dental insurance during the pandemic. That shit's fucking expensive. So, all right. So again, when it comes to the UFA goalies, as I've been doing, I'm going to let the AI have first shot at these guys, Lassell and Bodiger, just because I don't need either of them. If the AI is dumb and leaves them there after a week, we'll go and get them. Defensively, Castles, who we let go of, is the only high-end, in air quotes, prospect out there. Top guy is actually Thomas Chabot, old Hot Sam Bacho. Mason Lohrei, Jake Allman. It's expensive with insurance. That's true. USA. Top forwards available. Oh, Texky, you handsome devil. 60. 3 months at a tier 1 at 78 overall. Texky, have you given up on NHL yet? Especially now that COD's out. Or you just like, yep, I got my NHL in for the year. I'm intrigued. I haven't heard anybody mention playing tonight, but the next time we do, Diablo and COD came out. Oh, okay, yeah. So you are on the side of just being like, yeah, I'm done with this. Fair enough. See, Tristan Bro. Man, there's really not that many good prospects out. There's really not. Which is good because we don't have that many roster spots. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to let the AI have first shot at these prospects, which is my preferred way of going about it, just because I don't really need the help. So, and this time we'll actually go a full, yeah, there we go. Okay. I highly doubt those 2 goalies are still there, but you never know. Yeah, they're both gone. That's fair. Again, we did not need them in the slightest. Defensively, Castles is still there. Coolman's and Andre. And then forward-wise, Tristan Burrows is going to be like 25. Yeah. There are some low 6s here, though. 19, 20, and 19 that have decent starting overalls. Maybe we give those guys an opportunity. Because there's nobody young enough for the high 9s to develop. So let's go for Kultanen, just because he's the highest overall of the bunch. Marco Kultanen. It's a 4th round pick of the Bruins that they didn't sign. Let's bring in Marco. What about Coco? Classic Coco. All right, and I don't think I'll be able to bring in Sergei Novikov, which is fine. So we pretty much have nothing to do aside from setting up off-season training now at this point and seeing if we can get Antonio signed. Biggest thing from there is just what kind of off-season development we end up getting. Antonio's still only looking now for a 2-year deal. I'd obviously want more term than that if I can get it. I guess you could argue it's not totally necessary, but my thought is if he develops, we're going to wish that we had him signed to a long-term deal. So the modified no trade clause, full. Hello? That was really weird that the interest bar just fucking disappeared. 75%, Antonio. Same deal I offered you a couple weeks ago. He took it this time. Smart man. Smart man. Let's get our preseason training set up. We have the off season in the books. The hell are we going to look like for the preseason then? Especially in terms of our player development. You enjoying the game more because you're not consumed with roster starting this year? I mean, maybe. Although I am doing bits and pieces, but I don't have the entire damn project to do on my lonesome, you know? Oh, boy. Old Ivanhoe up to a medium elite. An elite level goalie. He's so good, dude. He's so good. We are going to have to make a decision with our goaltenders. Do we move on from Gabriel Daigle? Because Ivan Drago is clearly the starter. We'll see. Defensively, still have Haig, Sandin, Drysdale, Harris. Cripps is now a top 6 defenseman, but we will be able to send him back to junior, which will be nice. And in the system, Aitchison's ready to go. Okay. So we do have decisions to make, which doesn't surprise me. We do have decisions. And a couple of guys who are very, very close to making it to the NHL level, but aren't there yet. Right wing side, Caulfield. Obviously, Weissblatt will be on the team. Turcotte or Pick already a second liner. Olesen Spence is a second liner. Lakovic up to a fourth liner. I guess we could technically send down Kevin He just to call up Weissblatt and see what that looks like. Diorio might be taking that third line spot. Zether is a fourth liner. Okay. So, defensively, we take a look at this. Top pairing will still be Sandin and Haig, with Harris and Drysdale on that second unit. Cripps is going down to the AHL. Art, I didn't see any of it now. Osborne, McCarthy, Aitchison. Somebody's got to go. Osborne, great skater. Very well-rounded. Well, yeah, decently well-rounded. McCarthy, good skater, decently well-rounded. And then Kashan Aitchison. Again, if Kashan is not willing to try and become a defensive defenseman, he's gone. Because he is not good enough on the puck to be a two-way. So, Kashan, that is what is going to determine your future here. Are you willing to become a defensive defenseman? No, you're not. So he's out. That's a shame. That is a shame. I was really hoping he'd be on the team this year. So Osborne and McCarthy survive as third pairing defensemen. And again, we know Cripps will go down to the AHL. Right. Okay. And then we need to call up Zether. Let's see what this is looking like. Oh, good. Weissblatt's back down to a third liner. That sounded sarcastic. It's not. Obviously, Caulfield's on the top line, which is great. Weissblatt being a third liner again is very helpful. Turcotte is now a legitimate first liner. He is with Caulfield. Orpik has to be on that second line. Olesen on the third line, if we can keep him happy, would be great. If not, he's got to go. Meaning that Spence could be second line right wing. Ovi is probably out, unfortunately. Just because of the emergence of Orpik. And then for centers, Diorio was a sniper. Right. So we could go Misa top line. Diorio. Try to keep Ratu happy on the third line. Dump Stranges probably. Glove power forward. Yeah. Hopefully he'll be a grinder though. I guess technically we could go Stranges Zether and just see if that combination works. So I think we can get this to work with the only forward missing the cut being Ovi. which is a shame, but we got the younger players to take over. This is really going to be dependent upon the development of certain players. I guess we could keep Aiden Hill for the season just in case Dig isn't good enough to be the backup and then ship Dig out. So we could do that. Okay. So we know the 2 key players that need to get traded. Let's go do that. And then we'll worry about that off-season development. So let's see what we got. Ovi, I'm sorry, but you got to go. You were, in fact, just a rental. And we will send you back to Washington. Can I do this deal without having to take on Ty Dellandrea? No, I can't. Okay. Well, give me someone not named Ty Dellandrea. Tom Wilson has no trade value whatsoever. Noted cap whale, Tom Wilson. That's tremendous. 4th line right wing, Tom Wilson, huh? We actually could take on Tom Wilson if we wanted to, which is really funny. If it's not Tom Wilson, it's someone like Port, probably Allen, or like Kieskinen. You're right. We would have to have them retain salary. So what if we just go Ovechkin to Washington for Kieskinen in a 3rd? Done deal. Ovi. Welcome back to Washington. That was the right move to make. We are going to need a cap whale this year. And then defensively, Sean Aitchison, you got to go. 2 third-round picks. Again, I would prefer draft picks here. We already have too many people. I mean, there are some medium 6s, which isn't bad, but can I get anything better than 2 third-rounders? Kirby Doc. Yeah, 3rd-rounders or prospects where I'd have to see how good they are, and then I don't even know how well they'd fit the team. We'll just take the 3rd-rounders. We'll take said 3rd-round picks from There you go. Have fun in Dallas. Hello, Nugent. Nugent Television. What's up, buddy? What's up? Shh. Give me a second here. All right. So, goalies are set. Defense is set. Forwards are good. All right. Let's set up who's actually going to be on this team in the preseason to get the boosts. Haig dropped back to top 4, huh? I guess technically you could argue, man, because Sandin's going to be leaving. We want Cripps to get the boost. I don't want Osborne and McCarthy to get the boost. I don't want any of the depth defensemen to get the boost either because they might end up being too good. So McIsaac's a medium 6, Henrik's, Karmanoff, the big meme, medium 6, and low elite for Tarasov. So maybe we go Karmanoff and Tarasov. Send down those 2. Right wing side, if Caulfield gets better, that's fine. We don't want Weissblock getting better. And honestly, we can send down old Dagla right now. Because I don't think we're doing the goalie boost. I don't think we need to. Although, again, making Ivankovic a 99 overall would be pretty fun. Medium 6, medium 9. We'll call up these 2. Left wing side, I don't want Orpik, Olesen, or Spence getting any better than they are. I don't want Lakovic getting any better than he is. Or Trikozov. Stiga's a medium 9. I just noticed most of our prospects at this point are medium 9s. And at center, Stenberg's a depth forward. Most of our prospects are medium 9s at this point. I don't Okay. Well, we'll trade him up. That's fine. That is fine, because at the very least, it should up their trade value. Should we look to flip them? So Orpik, Olesen, Spence need to go down. Kovic needs to go down. Call up Solnishkin. And then let's see. Left wing side, we're good. Centers, I can't have any of the... Well, Diorio could improve beyond where he is. Was Spence a third liner? He's a second liner. Okay. So Diorio can improve. Ratu, Stranges, Zether need to go down. And the top forwards that aren't listed under depth forward, Stiga, all that, Mustard. You know, I don't know where the prospect pool is actually getting kind of thin. I don't know how the hell that happened. I guess we did graduate quite a few people up, and we risked quite a few first-round picks. Again, technically, if any of these guys jump to top 2, that's fine. But if multiple people jump back up to top 2, that's not good. How many forwards could I call up? Quite a few. Jesus. Quite a few is an understatement. All right. Well, let's still do that, just because that is a risk. Drysdale, Haig, and Harris. Drop you guys. Are there any forwards here that have better potentials that should actually get the time? Karloff, Carrier, and then the 2 low 6s we brought in. That should be fine. It's a good amount to set up, though, in terms of preseason goals and stuff like that. But let's do that now. So, as you might suspect, right? Goals for the year with the goalies: Ivankovic, win the Vezina, Hill 9-10. That brings up Rasmus Sandin, and I haven't looked at how much money he wants yet. I'm very afraid to look at this, but let's look at this. This will be Rasmus Sandin's final year as a Peg City penny pincher. The big question will be, do we trade him or use him as a rental and go for it, you know? And the answer is probably the latter. But if somehow this team is struggling this year, we at least know that we could flip Rasmus Sandin for a lot. But yeah, this is probably his final season here. All righty. I think that is everybody with their goal for the season. Obviously, you know, a lot of, hey, go for 60 goals, go for 60 assists, go for the Calder, stuff like that again this year. I don't think we have to change anything about the coaching staff. Cheveldave or Balance. We'll stick with Cheveldave. I mean, he got us to the Stanley Cup final last year. It's him or Hilbert. And it's definitely Cheveldave. We'll fix the scouts later. That's not a big deal. So sim to regular season. Let's get that preseason work done. Season goal for Cheveldave. Compete for the cup. You got it, Chief. And again, we will do the 5-on-5 focus. I am very intrigued to see what the offseason and preseason development does for this team. Very intrigued. It's the last thing that I want to look at here before we get the season started. Probably tomorrow, let's be honest. All right. Oh, who lives in a pineapple? Stop simulation. It wouldn't have been too bad, but we are technically under the cap. Almost. With a drastic screw up. Oh, Demidov might miss the whole season. Demidov might miss the whole season. James Reimer can suck it. Let's give Jonas Enroth a crap load of money again. He should immediately accept. 20 million, Jonas. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. We got Enroth in there. Okay. Now let's see what the old training does. Oh, that would have really complicated certain things, I think. All right, put in an offer for Demidov for shits and giggles. He wants $11 million, man. Yeah, and I mean, even a 1-year deal is $6.2 million. I mean, I guess technically we could. The problem is he will never sign with us long term. And he's a first-line forward. Oh my god, he is good, though. I'll think about it. I don't know if we could get that to work because it really would complicate things with this team. Let's see. Ivankovic, Hill, we'll call up Dagla. He'll be the backup to start the year. Send down Tarasov. So yeah, Dagla will be the backup. But if he's not good enough, he'll go and then Aiden Hill will be here. It's nice to have a safety net in case Ivankovic is not the long-term guy. Karmanov's up to a depth defenseman. Let's go. And again, for some of these guys, Brock Cripps is now a top 4 defenseman. But he is going back down to junior, as you'd suspect. So we got a lot of guys on the cusp of making the defense. And Brock Cripps is going to be a beast. Let's call up Weissblatt, send down these two. Kieskinen's got to go through waivers, but I'm not even worried about him. Orpik, Olesen, Spence. Linda Lakovic has improved to a third liner. Hopefully, and that's because he is going to be looking to switch to a grinder. We are going to have a hell of a time trying to keep everybody happy. Also, all 3 of these guys, Stiga, Mustard, and Voile, are going to have to go through waivers. Shout out to Altex for the raid, by the way. Welcome in. Yeah, we're going to have a bitch of a time. We're going to have a bitch of a time trying to keep everybody happy. We didn't lose anybody to waivers, though, which is nice. Let's see if Rogowski and Elenas changed that. They didn't. So it is still one hell of a team, and Altex, happy birthday. So let me focus really quickly so I don't do anything dumb. Crazy, crazy good team. But balancing the chemistry and player happiness is going to be a bitch. That is going to be a bitch. But you look at this roster. I mean, come on, man. If we can keep these guys happy, this team's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. Probably still go Sandine Haig. Or is Haig still... Haig's not a top defenseman anymore, so... God, we could go, Drysdale, Sandine, Haig, and Harris. That way Haig shouldn't be so upset about him not playing well. And then the goaltending... I mean, come on, man. This team should be right back there in cup contention. When you really focus on it, the development in this game is insane. Exactly. Again, I know it's not everybody's favorite for me to be going through and have an off-season take a long time, but holy shit, the team that we have now, because we take our time, is insane.